Namaskar friends, this is NJ, your host on this channel. So guys, in this video we will have our quick discussion on this upcoming stationary motion of the planet Saturn. So guys, obviously I work in a night shift. So my initial plan was first to stick to my commitment of uploading the weekly horoscope video. But then I realized that even in the weekly horoscope video, as one of the important highlight of the next week's analysis, I will be talking about the stationary motion of the planet Saturn. So Saturn, which is very soon on July 13th, it is going to be turning retrograde in the Pisces sign, but couple of days before and after when it is going to be in a stationary motion. So I thought that just because I will be giving a reference to that, so a lot of you would be curious about knowing the impact of a stationary planet, because when we talk about the retrograde, I'm very much sure that a lot of the people in the community has already uploaded their views and they have done some good work. So but then I thought that okay, we can still have a retrograde discussion in next couple of days, but today it's a Saturday, just to honor the Shani Devata, we can have our quick discussion on the stationary motion of the planet Saturn, probably like from July 11th till 16th. Now guys, as it has been explained in the scriptures, that a planet can have like 8 kind of different motion, gati. This could be the vakra, which we are discussing, Saturn turning retrograde. This could be the ati vakra, when a planet is retrograde but still faster than its usual mean speed. This could be the vikala or the kutil gati, which means stationary. Then comes the mand, like slowly trying to move and coming in a direct motion from the retrograde. Then mandatara, it is slower but it is in a direct motion. Then it's the samgati, it is an average motion of the planet. Then it's a shigra gati, fast and the direct. And then last is the ati shigra, or we call as the atichari, which means the planet is faster and the direct, like the way many astrologers have been talking about the planet Jupiter. Even guys, like when it comes down to the retrograde planet, so now these days I'm seeing that people have been giving different interpretation, that at a time when a planet is going to be turning retrograde, you have to give attention to its Navamsa placement. Some people say that you have to give attention to a sign before it. So see guys, I will talk about it when the video is going to be exclusively dedicated to the retrograde, but in the natal chart as well, because I have like almost a decade of like experience of reading the charts, giving professional consultation. The way it has worked with me while doing the assessment is that a retrograde planet is very strong. Simply put, if a planet is functional benefit for your chart, it is a auspicious result giving, Rajyo Karak giving result giving planet for your chart. This could be for the Cancer and the Leo rising, it's the planet Mars. For the Capricorn and the Aquarius rising, it's the planet Venus. For the Taurus and the Libra rising, it's the planet Saturn. So if that planet is retrograde, then it becomes much more stronger to give very good results. Like the way we say, like I follow books of the Suresh Chandra Mishra ji, very astute, very renowned astrologer. Like he has done amazing work. So like he has even written to this extent that even if like for a Sagittarius Lagna, where Jupiter has got a rulership over the ascendant and the 4th house, and if Jupiter is going to be in the 8th house, but it is like exalted over there and retrograde, so it can even give you extra years of the longevity of the life. So that is the win-win situation. But let's say for example, for a Gemini rising or for a Virgo rising, we know that Mars is not a good planet, and then if that planet is retrograde, then it will become much more obstacle, problem causing for that chart, and in its dasha it will create more problem. And let's say for example, if the same planet for a Gemini Lagna Mars, it's strong, so that means there will be much more problem. So that's the simple thumb rule guys, which I follow. But now talking about our today's discussion, that from July 11th till 16th, when Saturn is going to be in a stationary motion. So simply put, it was in a direct motion, now it is slowly, gradually being in a stationary motion. So how could you look at it? like this could be from a spiritual point of view. So guys, the way I look at the stationary planet is that it is kind of where the planet is halting to inspect, it is halting to review. Like the way, for example, even when the election happens, we know this thing that when the counting is going on, so that means Saturn is kind of reviewing or scrutinizing your karma, your accumulated deeds. Now just because here we are not talking about, we are not having a generalized discussion, we are talking it from the point of view of the Pisces, Saturn turning stationary in the Pisces. How could you look at it? See guys, when we talk about like anything to do with the penance, spiritual austerity, sadhana, this is going to be a very, very strong time. Like if I were to say, no matter what happens during these days, refrain from any of those kind of actions where you are compromising on your morals, your values, or any sort of abuse has to be strictly refrained from. Along with that, we generally say this thing that it could be a matter of concern for people who have any of the addiction kind of issue. When we talk about anything to do with the, because I will briefly give you an analysis overview based on all the rising signs as well, but over here I'm just giving you a collective synopsis. So like the way I mentioned, if it has to do with the sadhana, going and diving deep in the sadhana and accidental discovery of the things and suddenly realizing any of the misconduct or mistakes done by you, so for any of those introspection, retrospection, this might be a very good time. Diving deep in the sadhana, it is going to be a very good time, and in certain cases for the cleansing part, some sort of past addiction issues might also come on the surface for the reconciliation. So and guys, let's say for example, if Saturn is turning, like Saturn is going to be turning stationary close to the 7 degrees only, and if you have any of your important planets over there and Saturn is turning stationary right over above that planet, so then that means you have to be extra cautious and careful during this time. So I guess, yeah, I have just given you a brief overview. Now let's look at briefly that when it comes down to all the rising signs, what it could create, what kind of concerns it could create for you, because this could be a critical turning point for many people as well. So we know this thing that Saturn acts with maximum potency. So during this time, we can say this thing that Saturn is like kind of stationary, observing, reviewing and inspecting your karma, your deeds, your action connected with that house, connected with that planet. So guys, briefly, if I were to say, so talking about first from the Aries Lagna natives point of view. So guys, we know this thing that for the Aries Lagna, Saturn becomes your 10th and the 11th lord, and now it is going to be kind of turning stationary in your 12th house. So guys, the points which I have written over here is that this may trigger a re-evaluation of the professional goals, reputation or relationship with the authority figures. So career or the social status could feel stuck momentarily before moving forward. So this could be a case that if you are waiting to hear from an employer, like the way I've been talking about in a lot of my videos. Again guys, the way astrology works, it's so beautiful. Like when my Saturn Mercury was there, so during that time I started my YouTube channel. When it was Venus, from nowhere I enrolled for a film school, acting school. In the sun period, I worked in a movie. In the moon, I was back in my home with my family. And in the Mars, I'm awaiting for the armed forces review and result for the interview dates and all. So astrology is very beautiful. So I mean to say, just because if you are in that situation as well, so any of the travel plans might, you know, just be in that doldrum situation, or there will be a halt or delay over there, or any employer, any work related progress, there might be kind of a stagnation over there. But when we talk about the spiritual vows for the sadhana, and these days guys, lot many dietitian has also been talking about that, some sort of like non-stop, I guess it's 48 hours of fasting is good for detox and killing those cancer cells and all. Lot many nutritionists and all, they are talking about that. So that is what this represents. Saturn is all about, you know, torturing yourself for the perfection, and it is happening in the 12th house. So yes, all these kind of things can actually grant you that deeper wisdom. So yes, that is briefly for the Aries Lagna, guys. So be very realistic, be very practical. If there is some work related progress taking place and suddenly there is going to be slowdown, it might be in your advantage. Don't be reckless, because Rahu is there in your 11th house and your ascendant lord is conjunct with the Ketu right now. Now guys, when we talk about the Taurus rising, so guys, for the Taurus rising, so a major pause around the higher education, because we know this thing that in your case Saturn has got a rulership over the 9th house and your 10th house. So because of which, and it is turning stationary in the 11th house. So that means there could be a major pause around the higher education, foreign travel, legal matters, or belief system. So you may feel a karmic test about your personal philosophy or the guru connection. So because 11th house has got everything to do with the wish fulfillment. So Saturn might be working, and all the churning introspection might be happening over there. Now guys, when we talk about for the Gemini Lagna, so guys, for the Gemini Lagna, it is going to be taking place in your 10th house. We know this thing that Saturn has got a rulership over your 8th house and the 9th house. So guys, deep transformation issue, taxes, shared finances or inheritances may come to a standstill before shifting. Intense introspection about fears and power dynamics at work is possible. So this could be a case that suddenly there is a review happening at work. So again guys, you do not have to be scared if there is nothing wrong at your end. Saturn is like a judge. It gives us the results as per the intent with which we have performed those actions. So there might be some sudden review, and if I were to say, if you are good at your part, you have earned that sweat and that hard work of yours, and during these days only your file is getting scrutinized for something, so result might come in your advantage. But yes, there will be intense introspection about the fears and the power dynamics is possible. For the Cancer Lagna, so guys, for the Cancer Lagna, Saturn is going to be turning stationary in your 9th house. So we know this thing that Saturn in your case is your 7th and the 8th lord. So guys, the relationship patterns come to a head, like agreements or partnership may hit a point of renegotiation during this time. I will explain it to you. Time to be mature and be realistic in your commitments. Again guys, when we talk about the 9th house, we say this thing that why, like generally for the marriage we look at the Navamsa and all. So 9th house has got a lot to do with where it's like a, you know, we take it as our dharmic duty, our religious duty. All the ethics and morals and the values, they generally come from the 9th house. So during this time there is going to be those kind of moral dilemma which the Cancer Lagna native might have to face because the 7th and the 8th lord is turning stationary in the 9th house. But again, the same way I've been saying this thing, for any vow if you will take during this time, because the holy Shravan month is also like during this time only you take up a vow. Like for example, your main concern is to find a spouse, find a partner for yourself, and you take this vow that in this holy Shravan month I will okay, if it is possible for you, I will do the fasting for whole 1 month, or I will do fasting on all the Mondays, or on these Mondays I will go to the Shiva temple and I will do the Abhishekam like this. So it is going to be very good for that. So for the reconciliation of the issues of the marriage and the joint resources, this is the time for that. But again, you have to stick to your commitments, because the way we say that you made that commitment to the divine in itself. Now guys, when we talk about the Leo Lagna, so guys, for the Leo Lagna, it is going to be, first I will explain you the results which I have written. So health, work routines or service related matters demand review and restructuring. Excellent period to to reset self-discipline and daily habits, because guys, in your case we know that Saturn has got a rulership over the 6th and the 7th house. So yes guys, for the Leo Lagna, when Saturn is going to be turning retrograde, a lot of the churning will happen. Again guys, the way I mentioned, the Tithi Pravesh in which Saturn entered in this Pisces, and we have seen so many things, India, Pakistan, Iran, Israel, so many things are also in the pipeline. I will talk about that in that specific retrograde video, but in your case the churning is happening from the 8th house. So yes, you have to be very careful, and if you want to reconcile anything, review something, inspect something, it is going to be a very good time for that. Like even in the tantra, in the sadhana, in any of the ritual, taking those vow, generally the stationary time is a very good time to take that vow, show your conviction to the universe. And Saturn is always observing us through our action, not through our speech, through our pride, our ego, through our hard work. So I mean to say, and yes, 6th and the 7th lord getting stationary in the 8th. So health, work routines or service related matters demand review and restructuring. Excellent period to reset self-discipline and daily habits. Now guys, when we talk about the Virgo Lagna, so guys, in your case it's happening in your 7th house. So Saturn stationary, first the results, may influence your love life, children or creative projects. You could pause to take a realistic stock of your passions or your relationship with joy. So guys, just because Saturn is your like 5th and the 6th lord as well, right? So this could be a case as well that in this stationary time it will actually give you a chance to re-evaluate, like if there is any loan application, any of the funding, investment which is in the pipeline. So this is going to be the time when a lot of the review will be taking place. Again, the actual result will happen when Saturn will be retrograde till November, but this is going to be the time when inspection, taking a pause and reviewing and going through everything is going to be taking the prominence in your life. And the matters of the marriage, your commercial aspiration, your duties, obligation towards the family, towards your lover, spouse, towards your children and all of that is going to be getting reviewed during this time. Now guys, when we talk about for the Libra Lagna, so guys, in your case Saturn is going to be turning stationary in your 6th house. So yes, inspection and review will happen for your work ethics, how much attention you give to your health. So guys, the points which I have written, family, home and real estate matters may crystallize. Expect to revisit ancestral patterns or long-term security questions. So yes, and I would say guys, you are going to be very lucky if you have earned that sweat and you have earned that hard work of yours, and you are in a strong consideration for any leadership role, any job, promotional offer and all. So this is going to be a good time for that. You are a deserving candidate, and this is how the review and in the inspection all the good merits of yours will be prioritized. And we generally say that it's going to be a good time for committing yourself to any health goals, a new regime, new routines which you want to follow. So now guys, when we talk about the Scorpions, so guys, for the Scorpions it is going to be happening in your 5th house. So guys, communication, siblings, skills or travel plans could stall during this time. A powerful time to restructure how you express ideas and handle the local affairs. So yes guys, because Saturn in your case is your 3rd and the 4th lord as well. So any of the real estate related deals, in any case your ascendant lord is conjunct with Ketu as well. So in any case I will not recommend right now. So be very mindful in all these areas, even in the matters of the career as well. Saturn, your ascendant lord Mars is already there in the 10th house. Your ascendant lord is already there in the 10th house, and it is conjunct with Ketu over there as well. So yes guys, all what I can say now with Saturn also turning like stationary in your 5th house. So it's much better to stall something regarding which you do not have any clarity. If you are in that impulse that you want to just make or break in the matters of the relationship or sudden attraction towards someone, and you're ready to commit and ask out for the marriage, and also just halt those plans for a while, at least for these few days. And 5th house is the house of the spirituality, mantra practice, so going deep in that. Now guys, for the Sagittarius Lagna, so guys, the points which I have written for you, financial priorities values and self-worth may go through a reassessment and time to build stronger financial boundaries for you. For the Capricorn Lagna, guys, Saturn being the ascendant lord, so that means Saturn rules your chart. So stationary Saturn is a big deal. A personal reinvention checkpoint for you guys, especially in the matters of your commitment to your co-workers, to your friends and all, any paperwork, documentation, re-evaluation of that. So you may strongly feel that the need to mature your identity, your health and your goals. Guys, for the Aquarius Lagna, Saturn is your co-ruler, apart from along with Rahu. Expect deep psychological restructuring, release of hidden fears and reworking of the spiritual frameworks. Matters hidden behind the scenes may come into focus. And lastly guys, for the Pisces Lagna, so friendship, group involvement and the long-term dreams might feel paused for the re-evaluation taking place right over there in your first house, and reassess what communities you belong to and how you support collective causes, because guys, it's the 11th and the 12th lord. So how much you're actually contributing and how much the contribution is like influencing your life. So all of that is going to be getting churned up and evaluated by Saturn during this time when it is going to be stationary. For the sadhana, for any spiritual discipline, penance, commitment and all, this is going to be a good time for reviewing that, all the pros and cons of that. So yes guys, it was just a quick video, quick discussion, and yeah, in a retrograde video I will try to get into the deeper nuances for all the rising signs. So yes guys, for further more updates and notification on the divine science of Vedic astrology, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and follow me on my Instagram account. Dhanyavad.